Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Dear students, we are here with our next class, and there are some instructions for you all. All students must have your required stationery with you. Take screenshots of all the slides shared during the class, and you have to follow all the given instructions properly regarding the home task, and all students must be attentive during the class. And today's topic is voices. So, dear students, let's get started. What is voice? First of all, what is voice? Voice is the voice of a verb that tells whether the subject of the sentence performs or receives the action. Let's see an example. Birds build nests. And the second example is nests are built by birds. See, these are two different sentences, but the same thing is spoken in these sentences. That is the building of the nests by the birds. So in the first sentence, birds build the nest. That means the subject is active here. Okay. And in the next example, nests are built by the birds. So here the object is being acted upon and the subject has become passive. So that means there are two types of voices. First is active voice. In this, the subject performs the action expressed by the verb, and it is used when more clarity and straightforward relation is required between the verb and subject. And in the passive voice, the subject receives the action expressed by the verb, and it is used when the action is the focus, not the subject, or when the doer is unknown. Let's move forward. Let's see this in a simple example. He opens the door. In this, he is the subject of the sentence, opens is the verb, and the object is the door. So he opens the door. This is an active voice because here the subject he is active. He is active and he is performing this action on the door. So this is a sentence in active voice. Now let's see the other example. The same sentence in another mode. Voice is a mode of speaking. So the door is opened by him. In this sentence, the object has been changed here into the subject. The verb, the form of the verb has been changed and the subject has become passive by the usage of this preposition by. Okay, so this has become the agent. Agent means the doer of the action. So see there is a flip-flop in the sentence. The object has become the subject and the subject has become the agent or the object, or we can also call it objective pronoun. Okay. Let's move forward. So what happens in passive voice? In a passive voice sentence, the subject and the object flip-flop. That means they are interchanged. The places of the subject and the object are interchanged and the subject becomes the passive recipient of the action. So let's see in this detailed example what is passive and versus active voice. So in the passive voice is when the first subject is affected by the verb. Example, the ball was thrown by the boy. So here the ball is the affected subject. That means this action is affecting the object. Okay, this is the verb. Thrown is the verb. By the boy. This is boy is the performing subject. So the object of the passive voice is the subject, but it is being affected by the action. Okay, and who is performing the action? The boy. Okay, so this sentence, if we convert it into active voice, it becomes the in this the first subject is performing the verb. Okay, the boy threw the ball. If we have this sentence in active, the sentence will in the passive will be in this form. This the boy threw the ball. This is the direct. That means the boy is throwing the ball directly, and threw is the verb. Threw is the verb of the sentence. So when we change it into passive, the form of the verb has to be changed into the third form. This is the second form. Okay. So the sentence is the boy threw the ball. So boy is the performing subject, threw is the verb, and the ball is the affected subject. So you can easily see that the place of the object and the subject is flopped in this passive voice. So we usually use the active voice in writing and speaking. Example, the girl kicked the ball. So what is the girl? Girl is someone or something, that means the agent, that means the doer of the action, does something, that means the verb. Kicked is the verb here. Girl is the subject which is doing something. What is she doing? She is kicking the ball, and the ball is the object. So what is object? The action is done to someone or something else, and so the ball is the recipient of the action. That means the ball is receiving the action by the girl. Okay. For this is a simple example. The bigger fish is saying I eat, and the smaller fish is saying I am eaten, because this big fish is performing the action of eat on the fish. Okay. There are some tips in voices. In active voice, if we have the sentence help me, so there is no doer here, there is no subject, and there is no object here. And as you know that imperative sentences are sentences which have some instructions, which have some order, which have some command, or which have some request or directions. Okay. So if the given sentence in the active voice is in the imperative form, to get the passive voice, we use let in the passive voice. So the formation of the passive voice in imperative sentence becomes let plus the object. Okay, let plus the object, and we add be and then the past participle. What is past participle? Past participle is the third form of verb. Let me make it simple. Past participle is the third form of verb. So example, help me. For example, help me. Here there is no subject, there is no action here. There is only help me, a request here. So the passive becomes let me be helped. So here me is the object. So it will come after let, and be will be added, and then the past participle, that is the third form of the verb help will be used. This first form help will be changed into third form. Okay, let's see the next sentence. Open the door. Here there is an instruction given, open the door. It is an active voice. When it changes into passive voice, it becomes let the door be opened. Let the door be opened. So let, according to the formation of passive voice, let will be used. The door, that means the object, the door will be used, and be, D will be placed according to the formation of passive voice of imperative, and then we will add the past participle, that is the third form of verb. Let's see another example. Help the poor. Help the poor. So let the poor be helped. Okay. Help the poor means there is someone is giving a suggestion and advice. So when we change it into passive, it becomes let the poor be helped. Let's see the other example. Tip number 2, while changing from active voice to passive voice, there is another tip. That means when there is helping verb is are, and there are question words why and how. Helping verbs like am, is, are, was, were, and will, have, should, could, will. And if the question in the active voice begins with a helping verb, the passive voice must also begin with a suitable helping verb. That means if the sentence in active is, are you writing a letter? So according to the subject, we will use the helping verb. Okay, this are is used here for you, but when we change it into passive voice, when the when the object is taking the place of the subject, it is a singular noun. So is will be used here. According to the subject, according to the object of the sentence, the helping verb will be changed. Okay, here are is used for you, the helping verb are is used for the subject you, but when the subject is a letter, it will be used is. Is a letter being written by you? Now being is given here because of the continuous form, and written is given here because it is the past participle of write. Okay, dear students, let's move forward with the next example. In active sentence, if the sentence is will you write a letter, so when we change into passive, according to the structure of future, will is the helping verb will is used for all the subjects. So there will be no change here. Will a letter be written by you? Okay. Next is what, when, who, why, how. These are the question words. Okay. So if the question begins with WH or how form, the passive voice must begin with the same. Only the question word who gets replaced by whom. Okay. Who, if you have a question in active voice and you want to change it into passive, that who will be replaced by whom. Okay. The subject, before the subject, the sentence will start with by whom. Okay. For example, why did you break the box? Why did you break the box? It is inactive. When we change it into passive, it becomes, why was the box broken by you? See, this is the question word. This is the WH word. So the passive voice also will be starting with why. Okay. But according to the given explanation, the next sentence is, who broke the window? See, you can see it is starting with who. So the passive voice becomes, by whom was the window broken? Okay, so this who will be changed into by whom, and it will become the passive voice, by whom was the window broken. Okay, dear students, in tip number 1, let's see the some other example also of imperative. Open the window. This is an order. Open the window, it is a command. Okay, so when we change it into passive voice, according to the structure of formation of the passive voice, let the window be opened. It is very simple, it is very easy if you follow the formation of passive voice of imperative sentence. If you follow this, if you revise this, if you practice this, these sentences are the most simple simplest sentences from changing in from active to passive voice. Okay, dear students, let's move further. So again, let's understand what is passive voice. A passive sentence consists of the subject, the verb to be in the correct tense. Okay, that means the be verb, the helping verb must be used according to the tense of the active voice. The past participle of the verb is needed, that means the third form, and sometimes the agent and or other complements are used. For example, subject plus verb to be plus the past participle. For example, the novel was read by mom in one day. The film wasn't liked by no one. The windows had been broken. So these are the sentences in the passive voice. Okay. But there are some verbs which cannot be changed into passive voice. And let's see what are those. Transitive and intransitive. This is the form of verb. These are the types of verbs. Okay. Transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. What are these? A transitive verb takes a direct object. For example, somebody killed the president. Okay. An intransitive verb does not have a direct object. For example, he died. Here in this, there is no object. There is a complete sentence, he died. That means for explaining this died verb, there is no object here. Okay. And there are many verbs, for example, like speak can be a transitive or intransitive. And let's see some examples. For transitive verbs, you need to use an object. For example, I saw an elephant. We are watching TV. He speaks English. Okay, now to make this clear, I saw. What you saw? I saw an elephant. We are watching. What are you watching? We are watching TV. He speaks English. So if we say he speaks, what? Sometimes it is an incomplete sentence. Okay, he speaks also is a complete sentence, but if we want to explain what he is speaking, we must use this subject here. So these are transitive verbs which need an object to complete the sense. And in intransitive, I can use it only in the verb phrase or with adverbial. Okay, like he has arrived. John goes to school. She speaks fast. Okay, this is used before an adjective, sorry, an adverb. This is noun and this is a verb. So these are intransitive verbs which do not need any object to give a complete sense. Now, dear students, when we change from active to passive, when we change any sentence from active to passive, there are some points to be remembered. So through this table, I'm giving you the explanation of active voice to passive voice. So when in the active voice, the person is first person singular, that means I, it becomes me. If it is the first person plural, that is we, it becomes us. And if we have second person singular and plural you, it remains you. And third person singular he, she, it by for he we use him, for she we use her, and for it we use it. And the third person plural they changes into them. And before, and these are also called objective pronouns. Okay, when I becomes me, we becomes us, you remains you, but it will be changed into objective pronoun by the use of by. Okay, by preposition will be used to denote the objective pronoun in the passive voice. So dear students, these are the conversion of helping verbs. In active, do and does changes into is, am and are. Did is changed into was and were, and the third form of the verb, that is the past participle, will be used after this. Will and shall will be changed into will be and shall be. Is, am, are will be used with is being, and being, and are being. Okay, was were will be used with was were, and being will be added after was and after were in continuous form. Has and had will be changed into has been and had been, and will have will change, this is in future perfect, will have been and shall have been. So dear students, according to this conversion, we have just 8 tenses which have to be changed into passive voice. The 4 tenses, which are the future continuous tense, and all the perfect continuous tenses, are not changed into passive voice. And there are also some modal verbs. Modal verbs, when they change into passive form, should take will be changed into should be taken, can take changes into can be taken. See, taken is the third form of verb, and be is used after all the modal verbs. Okay, may take will be changed into may be taken, might take will be changed into might be taken, must take will be changed into must be taken, and ought to take will be changed into ought to be taken. And I hope you all are taking the screenshots of all the slides. Okay, now dear students, let's understand some rules of conversion from active to passive voice. First of all, you have to identify the subject, the verb, and the object. That means S plus V plus O. S is the subject, V is the verb, and O is the object. So this is the structure of any English sentence. So from this, you have to identify the subject, then the verb, and then the object. Then you have to change the object into subject. That means the subject will become the objective pronoun in the passive voice, and the object will take the place of the subject. Then you have to put suitable helping verb or auxiliary verb. According to the tense of the active voice, you will have to use a suitable helping verb or an auxiliary verb, and you will change the verb. Any type of sentence you have of any tense, the verb will be changed into past participle in the passive voice. Past participle means the third form of verb. Then you will add the preposition by. By will be added before the objective pronoun. That means if the subject is I, it will become by me. Then the sixth rule is the change of subject into object. Like the second rule, you have to change, in the second rule you have to change the object into subject, but in the sixth step you have to change the subject into object. These are both connected. Point number 2 and point number 6 are connected with each other. For example, Samir wrote a letter. So Samir is the subject, wrote is the verb, and a letter is the object. Okay, so here wrote is the second form of verb. Okay, this is in the second form. So according to this second form, this auxiliary verb or the helping verb will be used. The subject object will become the subject, then the auxiliary verb, then the past participle, that is the third form of word wrote. Wrote is the second, first form is the The first form of wrote is write. So we will use the third form of write, that is written, and the subject will become objective pronoun by using by. We will use here by, and then the subject will become the object. Now we are going to see change of voices of all 8 tenses. As I explained that we have 12 tenses, but the change of active to passive is applied only for 8 tenses. So dear students, this is present indefinite or present simple. So you can see here subject, see the formation, see the structure of active voice, subject plus first form of verb plus s. According to the subjects, we will use here s or es with the verb form and then the object. So if the sentence is I play football, it will become football is played by me. As explained to you earlier, the subject becomes the object, the subject becomes the objective pronoun here, and the object becomes the subject here. Okay, my father loves me, I am loved by my father. So this is affirmative. In the negative sentence, do not and does not, as you all know that we use do not and does not in present simple. I do not play football. My uncle does not love me. So when we change it into passive voice, we will use helping verb according to the subject and according to the tense of the sentence. Okay, so football is not played by me. I am not loved by my uncle. Here, am is used according to I. Okay, here my uncle does not love me is the active voice. So when we change it into passive voice, when me becomes I, am will be used according to I here. The helping verb is used according to the tense of the sentence and according to the subject of the sentence. Now in interrogative, do I play football? So the passive becomes, is football played by me? So here see, you can see the subject is I. So when we changed it into passive voice, it became by me. Okay, so dear students, please take the screenshot of all the slides of the structures so you can easily understand what is active voice and what is passive voice of affirmative, negative and interrogative of all the tenses. Now we are moving towards the present continuous tense. In present continuous tense, subject plus is MR plus the first form of verb with addition of ing. To give it the continuous sense, we have to use the continuous form, that is by adding ing with the verb and then the object. For example, we are taking our lessons. So here our lessons is the object. In passive voice, our lesson will become the object, and our lessons are plural. This is a plural noun, so are is being used here. And being is used here to give the continuous sense. Okay. So according to the structure, are being and the third form of verb take is taken by us. So we have to change it into third form, and to give it the continuous sense, being will be used here in affirmative, in negative and in interrogative. So please take a screenshot. For negative sentence, object plus is MR. These are the helping words of present continuous tense. Not will be used before the continuous form of verb and then the object. I am not reading a book. So when we change it into passive, a book is not being read by me. So here read is the third form of read. She is not calling me. I am not being called by her. So here me becomes I in the passive voice. Now, as you know, the interrogative sentence starts with the helping verb, then the subject, then the continuous form of verb, and then the object. But in passive, is and are is again used here because it is a question. Okay, as I explained you earlier, it will start with is, am, and are, and then the subject, and then being according to the structure of continuous passive voice. So please take a screenshot of present continuous tense slide. Let's move forward. This is present perfect tense. He has stolen my watch. So you know that for singular we use he has, He, she, it we use has, and I, you, we, they we use have. Helping verb have is used with I, you, we, they subjects, and has helping verb is used with he, she, it subjects. Okay. So he has stolen my watch and I have bought a new dress. So when we change it into passive voice, the object becomes the subject. That means my watch has been stolen by him. So dear students, next sentence is I have bought a new dress. I have bought a new dress. Now we have to change this a new dress into the subject of the sentence. So this here you may get confused that here have is used and why we are using has here. This has is being used here for this singular noun. A new dress has been bought by me. So here me is the subject. I changed into by me, objective pronoun it becomes. Next sentence, he has not stolen my watch. See here we have added here not to show the negative sentence. So here also my watch has not been stolen by him. Next sentence, the teacher has not taught the students. So when we change it into passive, the object students will become the subject. The students have not been taught by the teacher. Now here this have is used for this plural noun, the students. Okay, this is third person plural. The students have not been taught by the teacher. Now in the interrogative sentence, has he stolen my watch? So here, has my watch been stolen by him? So dear students, please take the screenshot of this slide. Now this is past simple or past indefinite. So again we have active affirmative, active negative, and active interrogative, and these are the examples of passive affirmative, passive negative, and passive interrogative. So please take a screenshot. You have to follow the structure. The structure has to be followed, then the sentence will be correct. If you follow the structure, the sentence will never go wrong. Now, dear students, this is past continuous. Was and were with the help continuous form of verb is used. Here, was and were will be used according to the subject and according to the tense of the sentence. Sorry, and was were will be being will be used with was and were, and the third form of verb. For giving the continuous tense, we will use here the helping verb, the auxiliary verb being, and the third form will be used as per the rule of the passive voice. So please take a screenshot of this slide. We have past perfect tense. The next is past perfect tense. And had is used for all the subjects in affirmative, negative, and interrogative subjects. Had is used for all the subjects, and there is third form already in the past perfect tense, and to give it the past perfect tense in passive voice, had been and the third form of verb will be used. Had been, like in the present perfect, here also we will use been, but it will be used with had. In the present perfect, we had used uh, see, had been with the third form of verb. For example, they had eaten their food. So when it becomes passive, it is their food had been eaten by them. Ali had constructed a house. So in the passive voice, it becomes a house had been constructed by Ali. So this is the negative. These are the negative sentences, and these are their passive examples. And these are the interrogative sentences, and these are their passive examples. Now let's move towards the next slide, that is the future indefinite or the simple future tense. Simple future tense is very easy to understand and very easy to change. For example, Ali will construct a house. When we change it into passive, a house will be constructed by Ali. Here we will add will be with the third form of verb in passive voice. There is no change of helping verb because for all the subjects we use will in the future. So in future active will be used, and in the future simple passive will be used with the helping verb and before the third form of the verb. In the negative, Ali will not construct a house. The passive will become a house will not be constructed by Ali. If the interrogative sentence is will Sarah sing a song? The passive voice will be will a song be sung by Sarah? So dear students, please take a screenshot of this slide. And the next slide is of future perfect tense. Active, inactive, subject will have and the third form. There is already a third form in the active voice. According to the rule of passive voice, we have to use third form in the passive also. So to give it the passive sense, we use will have, and been will be used here to give it the perfect sense. Okay, so these are the examples of active voice, and these are the examples of passive voice: passive affirmative, passive negative, and passive interrogative. So dear students, please take a screenshot for your understanding. Now, again I'll explain you that there will be no passive voice for the following tenses, that is future continuous tense, present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. So dear students, I hope you all have understood all the tenses from active to passive, how to change. We have also seen the rules and we have also seen the structures. I hope you all have taken the screenshots, and there is some simple home task for you all to practice your active to passive voice. So these are the sentences which you have to turn into passive voice. This is simple present and simple past. So please take a screenshot of these slides. The next is you have to change the following sentences from active voice to passive voice. These are mixed sentences and you have to change these into passive voice. These sentences are given in active and you have to change it into passive voice. I hope you have taken the screenshot. I am repeating again the slide of the first slide of home task. Okay, now I'll repeat the slide of all the structures of 8 tenses. So please be careful and take the screenshots, dear students. These slides are very important to understand, and if you understand them properly, if you practice them properly, your active to passive of all the tenses will become very easy for you. So please take a screenshot. This is simple present tense. This is present continuous tense. Please take quick screenshots. This is present perfect tense. Now we are moving forward to past simple, past indefinite or simple past. There are affirmative, negative, and interrogative examples of active as well as passive voice. Past continuous tense slide. Please take a screenshot. Now I'm moving towards past perfect tense. Now the next is future indefinite or simple future tense. If you understand these slides, if you follow according to the given structures, you will never be wrong in future. And this is the future perfect tense. And now again I am repeating the slides of home task. I hope you are taking the screenshots of all the slides, dear students. So dear students, you have to complete all the given exercises of voices in the grammar portion of your fair copy. You have to complete all this work in your grammar portion of the fair copy. So I hope you all have understood. Take care of yourself.